Hey roommates, it's Dr. Simone, and I have my amazing husband Cecil here today so that we can talk to you about what it's like to go through menopause and have vasomotor symptoms in your partnership. Menopause has so many different symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, decreased sex drive, and more. It has definitely been a little bit of a roller coaster ride, would you say, Cecil?
Definitely a roller coaster. I love roller coasters though.
Would you say that any of my menopausal symptoms were frustrating for you?
When you're in a partnership,
Yes.
you have to take the good and the bad. Yes, there were some bad, and there definitely some times when I had to get under the covers when you had that fan running in the middle of the night.
So let's talk about that. Sometimes I would have night sweats, even if I get in the bed naked. How did you feel about that?
So getting in the bed naked was good. I enjoyed that part of it. You can turn the air condition all the way down, but she also needed the fan.
Yes.
And the fan is one of those things that I don't like, but you have to put up with it.
How did my sex drive, which over the years has decreased, how did that affect you?
The low sex drive has its peaks and valleys even out of menopause. I almost didn't even notice it.
Well,
Normal
because
sex
so
drive in a
many
marriage.
things affect a woman's sex drive. Those hormone levels drop, and so does your vaginal moisture. I have definitely had some issues with vaginal dryness. Do you remember when I was traveling with my vaginal lubricant, and if I forgot to bring it, had to run to the store?
I didn't have a problem running to the store.
Well, I
if
know
that
you didn't.
was gonna make sure things were happening.
There are some other things you can do in terms of kissing and hugging that don't have to always lead to sex. I have often given patients advice about vibrators or different little things to help with the stimulation process. No comment? So why are you laughing?
Because you didn't use any.
Well, I certainly had a conversation with you about using devices, and he said no.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Let's not tell a fib now. I'm all for devices. We can go get something right.
Well, I've talked about things to help stimulate the sexual drive and foreplay in the bedroom. We've had those conversations, Cecil.
Now the mood swing.
You witnessed some mood swings from me?
It was hard to determine if they were menopausal or just Simone.
Definitely mood swings, mood irritability, all of those things can happen during the transitional years and into menopause. What did you do when I was moody and grouchy?
I just wouldn't play golf.
That's right.
Not anymore. I
Right.
used to play a lot of golf.
I'm not as irritable as I used to be either.
That's true.
Now that I'm all the way through the menopause.
That's not saying a whole lot. You are sweeter.
Well, I have a question for you. When you are accustomed to snuggling and now I'm having night sweats, you gotta back up. How do you feel about that?
I think the key is to understand that if I want to snuggle, right? If I want to snuggle, and you kind of say, not tonight, I don't want to snuggle, I don't feel like, oh, I'm being rejected. But you have to share with your partner.
You do.
If lower sex drive happens, I might feel like it's something I'm doing. Mood swings. I'm thinking I've done something wrong.
What exactly could I say that would make that so that you're not feeling rejected?
What I would like to hear you say is, I'm going through this right now, and you gotta give me a little bit of a break here on the snuggling.
Right.
I can roll over and go to sleep with a smile on my face. These symptoms are not rejection. They're just part of the process,
Right.
and we're in the process together.
If you had to give some advice, what would that be, and how best to support your partner while those changes are happening?
You have to be supportive. It's
But
just
what does support look like?
not making a big deal when you know it's 65 degrees in the room and they ask you, is it hot? You say, yes, it's a little warm. Turn on the fan. being open to less sex. And then with the mood swings, we all have them.
I am so glad that my partner admitted his mood swings.
You just can't get frustrated.
But I also think it is fair just to have a conversation with your partner. One of the things that I wish I had done as I was approaching the transitional and menopausal years, I could have certainly had a conversation with him about future expectations for what was to come. If you talk to your partner about what to expect in the future, it may lessen the impact on your partner.
It does lessen if you're in it together. I think it's much better not to assume that
Right.
someone understands that this is because of menopause.
The funny thing is, you might have to have a discussion with a coworker, because if you break into a hot flash at work, they could think something is physically wrong with you, and it's not a health issue at all. It's a natural process that's occurring, and you just have to warn people about what's going on.
If you go through it together and you go through it with compassion, you'll both come out on the opposite side stronger.
Thanks so much for joining us, and make sure you subscribe to the Shade Room's YouTube channel.